In my previous video about the latest DC supervillain game, I said that there was nowhere to go but up for this game.
There's honestly nowhere to go but up from here for this game because it is currently at rock bottom.
I was horribly wrong. Season 1, Episode 1 is incredibly underwhelming. The base game went through a lot of turmoil and really needed to course correct itself with future updates to justify its purpose and existence. As someone who really enjoys this game, there are a lot of areas where it needs to improve, and I was really looking forward to this season to see how it would do so. Before Season 1's launch, they were teasing a lot of cool stuff for it. New missions, a new character, new loot, new areas, new challenges, a battle pass that should have launched with the game, and most importantly, more story, because let's face it, the only reason most are invested in it is to see the Justice League come back. All of this stuff would be split into 2 episodes with only a 6-week interval, but almost everything on this list comes with a caveat. The new missions are not new, they are missions from the base game that make their debut as incursion missions, and while I didn't mind it initially because I thought I would get 3 more endgame missions that differed in some way, so I wasn't doing the same 3 over and over like I was in Season 0, the new missions feel very redundant. 3 of them are the same kill a set amount of enemies missions, and another 2 of them are legit the same artillery cannon missions, with the difference being that one of them spawns mines. There was one mission type they presented in the pre-Season 1 marketing cycle that I was excited about, and that was strongholds. I thought these would be more expansive and progressive missions that had evolving objectives similar to stuff from Destiny and The Division. I have played nearly 10 hours of this, and I still have no idea what the fuck strongholds are. It hasn't been communicated at all. They didn't even mention it in their dev stream. I'm in their official Discord, and people still don't know what it is. Were they even added this episode? And if so, what are they? Please, I'd love to know. The Battle Pass. While I appreciate the fact that I can play through it and get my $10 back to buy the next season Battle Pass, or spend it in the shop for a whopping amount of 1 skin, this Battle Pass is weak, dude. Most of it is filled with voice lines and banners and other miscellaneous stuff, which is expected, but there's only 4 skins to unlock with color swatches and complementary gear pieces taking up slots. Boomerang doesn't even get anything in the pass outside of voice lines. Then we have the Joker. I, for one, really like this iteration of him. I like his design, his voice actor kills it, and he has a very different vibe about him from other Jokers, which I heavily appreciate. And I was super excited to play through the seasonal content and additional narrative missions to unlock him and see where he fits in this story. Problem is, there are no additional narrative missions. The way he is unlocked is by grinding city or incursion missions until you get to rank 35 of the new episode levels, which unlocks the Brainiac fight where you rescue him. For me, it took about 2.5 hours to unlock him. I just farmed the hell out of the 60 kill mission a bunch, and also the killing time incursion mission on the easiest difficulty until I got to level 30, and then extracted, which got me like 8 ranks at a time. Or, alternatively, you could just straight up buy him for $10, which a good amount of people are going to do and probably have done already because of how they designed and hid the grind to get him. God damn it, Rocksteady and Warner Brothers, why did you do this? I mean, I know why, but why did you have to? This is so scummy, so scummy. I didn't buy him. I would recommend you don't buy him either. The grind honestly is not that bad. I don't mind the fact that I had to play a couple of hours to get Joker. I like playing through games to unlock things, and I thought that that's what I was going to do anyway. But the way I had to do it was unsatisfactory. A thread of short narrative missions leading to his rescue from the jump is what should have happened. I sincerely hope that they do not attempt this approach again for the remaining 3 seasons and characters. But either way you do it, once you get Joker, that's when the story starts, right? He gets recruited, and Waller and Luthor don't trust him yet, so you go to his new Earth and check to see what events took place that allowed Brainiac to take over Joker's Earth. Did his world have a Justice League? Was it the JLA? Did Brainiac kill them or mind control them in any way? Did he copy them? How did Joker trick Brainiac in the first place? Whatever info there could be that Argus could use to tackle future Brainiacs. But no, there's nothing. Nothing. The only reward for the grind are Joker and being able to unlock mastery levels afterward, which feels counterintuitive since there is so little story content here. There's this motion comic and this cutscene, and that is all of the story content there is in this episode. Joker and the squad don't even engage in small talk to learn about each other while moving around Metropolis. It's so scant, and it's the single most disappointing thing about this update. I really hope that they are saving all of the cool story stuff for episode 2, because this current episode does not set a good precedent for future seasons going forward. The final critiques I have are not about issues from this episode specifically, but issues from the base game that have been exacerbated by this update. Inventory space needs to increase, or at least there needs to be a stash of some sort. I am getting so much loot per mission, and a majority of it goes straight to my mailbox. 300 shared slots spread across 5 characters is not enough with how much gear they are adding. The bosses still don't drop interesting loot of their own, which doesn't incentivize me to care about grinding to fight them again, and the characters desperately need abilities of their own outside of traversal. Joker is a mix of Shark and Deadshot movement-wise, and now I kind of have no reason to use Shark. Obviously, that is personal preference, and Shark has his own uses with his skill tree, but with how simplistic character kits are in this game, it will be a lot easier for characters to get outshined as the cast grows. I had a feeling this would happen when I was playing the base game, where characters would eventually be made redundant as the cast grew larger, but I did not think it would happen this soon with Joker. I understand that that would take a lot more time and work, but it is something I feel would benefit the game greatly later down the road. Also, offline mode cannot come soon enough. This game was down for 8+ hours for maintenance and people could not play it, which is not helpful for this game given its current reputation. This episode, by almost every metric, was massively disappointing, but there were a few bright spots. I love the new smoggy atmosphere for Metropolis. Joker's Elseworld is really dope. I love the party decorations and the casino decor and everything else. The new music for the Elseworld battles is really good. Joker himself is insanely fun. I love his traversal so much. He's so fast and explosive, he just flies all over the place, and his animations are super cool too. The Brainiac Green Lantern fight was much better than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be a complete one-to-one reskin like the Flash, but there was actual depth and spectacle to this. I had a lot of fun fighting him. It actually has me interested to see how the Superman fight will be. The new loot is pretty dope. The status effects and quirks alongside the new villain synergies are all very exciting to experiment with, and I had a blast crafting different builds. Some of the builds I made with the lower end equipment are pretty crazy, and I can't wait to test them out in higher masteries. The game is still fun to me despite its glaring issues. Unless episode 2 completely blows everyone's expectations out of the water, this season will not be the one to save the game. It's going to take a lot more time than just 2 months. I can't express enough just how lackluster this update was. I'll even go as far as saying that this is the single worst seasonal update I have ever experienced. I know it's only half of the season, but it still counts. I'm not going to throw in the towel on this game. I knew what I signed up for. It's going to need a lot of time to turn itself around. But others are not going to feel the same after this update, and that is the audience this game desperately needs. I hope they have some big stuff in store for episode 2, because if that doesn't deliver and the other 3 seasons follow suit, yikes. That's it from me. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Please leave a like and sub if you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching.